Tammy Trayer, TrayerWilderness.com. Welcome to my kitchen that is being transformed. I am so excited. I wanted to take a second and I wanted to welcome all of our new subscribers. Thank you so much for joining us. We're really thankful to have a growing audience. And also, I wanted to take the time to mention when I started, the day before I started, or the day I started this kitchen remodel video, which was back on March 22nd, last Wednesday, I mentioned that I also needed prayers for ourselves, the area, and other vloggers such as Starry, Hilder, and Pure Life for Living. They are further north of us, but they were having tremendous troubles with mudslides and a lot of erosion, a lot of rain, a lot of water. So were we. And we've still had rain. The weather's still very questionable. It's spring here, so this is just the way it is. But the waters have subsided some and receded. My friend Vicky, who was forced out of her home, was able to go back this weekend, and the water had gone up to 2 of her front steps but never entered her home. So I was very thankful for that. I was praying hard for her. And I had also asked for prayers for my friend David. David is one of our virtual assistants. He is from Ughanda, Africa. And they are actually in the opposite struggle we are. They are in an extreme drought. It is extremely dry, and I had requested prayers on my video, and shortly thereafter, last Wednesday, they got rain. But they're back to their dry weather again, so just keep them in your prayers also. The weather across the country is just scary. Also, Oklahoma, Texas, there is a lot of wildfires going on down there, a lot of destruction. So just keep all those people in your prayers. Also, I have several clients down there and friends. So any of you that are in those areas and here in the Panhandle, our prayers are with you. Looks like things are looking good, but our forecast is still got rain and possible snow. So not out of the woods yet. But thank you all for your prayers, and thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, they can definitely have some of our rain. I understand. And living in the desert, you have it very dry also. So I know some of you have said it's very distracting when I respond to people on these live videos. This is new, so just bear with us. It's a great way for us to be able to communicate with you. We are going to do some question and answers sessions with you guys, and also educate you on our lifestyle more in depth to go along with my book, How to Embrace an Off-Grid Lifestyle. And the Mountain Man and I will have a video coming out probably later this week on God's miracles here on our homestead. I had mentioned the other day on our day 3 video that God had healed me, and that is so. For those of you that believe, you will be celebrating with me. For those of you that don't know Christ, you'll be thinking I'm nuts, and as some have stated, on crack. But no, I'm not. I'm just high on Jesus, and I have had a rough road. So to be celebrating a healing side of this is just miraculous, especially since I have spent the last 4 months really in poor health because of all the moisture and the mold in our area. So to suddenly be able to have healing when our weather hasn't changed is a God-given miracle. So I am highly celebrating, and I will be sharing my therapies and my treatments and the different processes I have used on my healing road, because those that are following behind me are going to need that information. So stay tuned for those of you that are following me for those reasons. But Mountain Man is on a customer's job site today, so I do not have him here working in the kitchen. Day 1, last Wednesday, was spent getting everything out of my kitchen, and that was quite a task. And now my house has my kitchen everywhere, which is fine. I did do it very organized. However, because of the limited space we have, things have been moved, so it's making it a little exciting and adventurous and finding things for the kitchen. But cooking continues, and from scratch cooking is a must. So this is looking at the kitchen head on. Behind me here by the window is where the jelly cupboards were, and I had all my cupboards in here, all the different little jelly cupboards, like this one here that holds my dishes. And we now have all the drywall in place, and we have a pantry. I am so excited. This is just awesome stuff for me. I'm a very organized person, so to have a space to organize my things. Oh, and I have to show you this. I'm going to walk in front of the camera here. I have, we don't use a lot of modern day conveniences because it's a choice. I don't want a microwave. I've had enough toxins in my body. We could use an electric coffee pot, but I don't want one. I use a percolator. The coffee just tastes so much better. And being able to grind your own beans makes the coffee even better yet. And I love being able to have tools on our homestead that enable us to continue to live the way we do, even if we didn't have solar. So when we decide to step fully off the grid at some point in our lives, which will happen, we have all the tools we need to exist and do everything the way we normally do it. So, you know, this is one of my favorites. This was a housewarming gift to ourselves. This has a glass bean canister up on top, and then a catch glass on the bottom, and you just crank your coffee beans. Well, we made certain that there is a space for this baby on my wall. It'll be, the other upper cabinets will come out, and there'll still be enough room to crank and grind my coffee, so I'm very excited. I love cast iron things. I love old. I love glass, so it's just very fitting. Additionally, in the pantry, it'll be really awesome. It's going to have two cabinet doors on the outside here. The bottom one is going to be for the trash can, which will be on a pull-out, and this will give me access to the shelving on the inside. A lot of the things I don't need, but one of the big things that I've been struggling with is finding the proper storage space and storage containers for my spices. And these are going to be my spice jars. We use spices in everything. We make our own spice blends, such as seasoned salts and chili powders and all that. So I have excessive amounts of spices, especially garlic, because we use garlic on everything. But what will happen here is I'll have a shelf here that will have my big jars with my rices and my beans and things that I can access right from in here without going in the pantry. And directly above that, he's going to give me a pull-out drawer that will be, I think he said 24, whoop, my herbal coffee is just about ready to boil over. There we go. It'll pull out and be like 24 inches deep, so I will be able to have a lot of these on there, and it'll be really easy access. My stove is right here. I can access my spices. I'm going to be celebrating. This is just awesome stuff for me. And that will have shelving from the floor all the way up to the top, as well as on this side as well. In the center, I can hang my aprons and different things on the wall, and I'm really, really excited. So this is the results in our kitchen as of the end of day 5. We don't work Sundays. Sundays is our day of rest and our day of family time, and just a day to rejuvenate into our next week, which has been just awesome for us. If you haven't tried it, I suggest it, because it's just an awesome way to rejuvenate yourself and to just get a grip on yourself after a rough, crazy week. I know, I'm very blessed to have a handy husband. My husband is a very gifted man, and I am very blessed to have him, and I will tell the world that. I love the man, but I am so blessed to have him, for his love, for his devotion to our family, but for his handiwork and his craftsmanship. He is very meticulous, so, you know, this has been much awaited, but I was patiently waiting because I know what he's capable of. So I'm just so excited. So there will be a little wall that will go in here beside the refrigerator. We are making all of our measurements for spaces such as the refrigerator to fit standard size refrigerators. This is a propane unique brand refrigerator. It is much smaller. Well, I shouldn't say much. It's smaller than your average refrigerators. And because we are still anticipating and planning to sell our homestead, because we want to venture more land further back in and live a little bit more traditionally than we are now. So we're looking at a 2-year plan at this point. Many of you have asked if we're still selling our home. Yes, we are. But we're doing a lot of upgrades to make it nicer and finish things off that we haven't finished for the next person to come along. And in doing so, the space for the refrigerator, it'll be 39 inches wide and I forget how high we did decide to go. I think almost 70. I think he went 71 or 72 inches high because the average refrigerator is 70 inches. So that way, whoever comes in here, if they want to put an electric refrigerator in here, they can, and it'll fit perfectly. So everything we're doing in this kitchen, as much as it's for me, we're also thinking about people behind us because it needs to be something that the average person will like as well. Our countertops are going to be 39 inches high. The average is 36. But I don't know about you, but when I'm in my kitchen all the time and I'm working on a low space, my back is killing me. So hopefully that'll be something that the next person will enjoy just as much as I will, as having a raised counter. And it's only 3 inches, but 3 inches is better than nothing, and it's going to help me greatly. Additionally, we were contacted. Someone just asked what I mean by a more traditional lifestyle. We built ourselves a log cabin as a guest house, which is down on the other corner of our property. That's what's pictured on the cover of my book. If you've seen us on the cover of the New Pioneer magazine, that is our guest cabin. And that is what we want to live in. We're going to downsize, live more traditionally. We're going to build another traditional. That cabin was built traditionally with hand tools, and the new cabin will be built traditionally in the same fashion. Only a little different, but I'm going to keep you in suspense on that because the Mountain Man has an awesome idea, and we'll share that as time comes and when the time's right. But Elma reached out to me and shared with me because I mentioned that I was going to heavily miss my very large utility sink. It's very deep. It's like a sink that you would have in your washroom or maybe in your basement or even in your butcher shop, and that has become such a blessing when you're washing canners and when we're doing all our butchering and when I'm washing 50 pounds of carrots, to be able to work out of these sinks has become such a blessing. And before we moved out here, we had purchased the sink, which is your standard sink. I think it's 8 inches deep compared to, he just took the tape measure, so I don't know how deep those actually are. I'm going to say 18 to 20 inches deep. And, so such a big difference. So Elma suggested that I look into getting a deeper kitchen sink. So we have a little bit left in our budget, and I'm seeking and trying to find. I'm frugal, so I don't want to spend a lot of money, and we have a budget. So we'll see if I can find one that fits. God bless you as well. And like I said, guys, I know this is distracting for you when I'm responding to people, but I don't want to be rude either. So we're gonna work with this and see what works. You'll have a lot of regular videos from us, so these live videos might be a little tricky for you. I'm gonna do my best. But anyway, you can see all the electrical is in place. There will be a really neat little light going up above my sink, which will actually be our initial lighting in here because there will be, I'm gonna back up here and show you this. We put in I don't know if you can see that, a 2x4 beam to hold the light. And the light is on a drawstring so that it's also connected to the living room light so that we can have one light on and one light off, or both lights on, but it saves power. So what will go across there is a very big beam, and in the beam will be 2 lights, one on either side. And the lights are awesome. I'm so excited with those too. Great find, $18 a piece. You don't need to spend lots of money to do a remodel and still have a beautiful outcome. So we will show you all these things and links to these things eventually. But the cabinets will start over here pretty much right against the pantry. And there'll be upper cabinets that will be solid doors, and then there's going to be a lower level of cabinetry, which is going to have glass doors. I'm testing his abilities because he's never done glass, and he liked the solid door idea, but I love the idea of glass doors to put my teapots and my glasswares and show my glass things, but also have them covered that they're not filthy dirty with dust. So, and then we will have very dark wood countertops, and the bottom counters will go into place. So either later today or tomorrow, we are going to start on the cabinets. He's going to finish this off. And the door that'll be on here is going to look like a barn door. And these will be cabinet doors here. But the center door will be a barn door, and it's going to be the dark stain to match my countertops, which is just going to look really, really awesome. And then what we're going to do on the walls and underneath the cabinets is going to be something similar to a wainscoting. and it will be painted white. The cabinets will be painted cream. And above my stove, I'm really excited because, see, this is a very open room. The ceiling, I'm trying to do this, guys, bear with me. As you can see, my ceilings are very high. So to have like a range top fan just plopped in the middle of the wall, it's going to kind of look ridiculous. So what we've decided to do is stone the wall behind my stove and bring it up and blend in a chimney looking wooden piece that will hold the fan, and then we will have the wainscoting on this side, drywall on this side, and wood boards running this way down from the peak that will blend in with that. So it's just, I am just so thoroughly excited, and I'm excited to show you his workmanship. But I just wanted to get on here today and show you his craftsmanship so far. If you are new to the channel, or this is your first video you're watching, I encourage you, I've created a playlist for this remodel. Go back and watch from day one. You'll see what we've been dealing with. I loved my old kitchen. The only thing I did not like about my kitchen, it was very functional. The only thing I didn't like about it was the constant dirt, because I didn't have anything that was, I have some Rubbermaid totes here that have our storage containers in, but all my cookware and my bakingware was all accessible, and occasionally we get mice. You know, we're on a homestead, we're in the middle of the woods. It happens. But I always felt like I needed to wash everything before I used it. And one of the other things we are going to miss is the big countertop that was in the middle. That was very high, and it was ideal for when we were doing our butchering. But we are talking about creating a butchering area or butchering building. So that will be in the future, and that will put us back to getting ourselves organized better for our butchering process. But we'll see how it goes this fall. We love doing that too, because it puts meat in our freezer and on our shelves, and it's just how we roll. So anyway, we are at the end of the video. I'm going to jump off of here soon, but I wanted to open the floor up to see if any of you guys have any questions, if you want to share where you're from. And again, I thank you all for joining us. I thank you for all of our new subscribers. We are growing in leaps and bounds, and I am so excited. And I encourage you to stay tuned. We have a lot of great videos coming. The Mountain Man has a blacksmithing series on how he made our fireplace set, and we have a bunch of old videos. Because of my health being what it was, I was unable to keep up with editing, so we're going to put those videos out. They're a little older, but they're from last summer and spring, but we're going to get them out there. It's good information, and I'm going to start merging our other videos. The Mountain Man had a Mountain Man Journals channel. I had a Mountain Woman Journals channel, and we're going to start merging those videos in here. So for those of you that are new, you'll get a chance to see some of those as well. A lot of wilderness survival, just days out in beautiful territory, and a lot of the happenings here on the homestead. Additionally, some of you had asked about more details on my health, because I don't like to do too long-winded videos. I know this was long. I'm going to give you the link. My husband and I did a video on my health because we are very open about it. We want to save lives, and to date we have saved 13 that we are aware of people that have reached out to us. So we want the word spread. So you can go to TrayerWilderness.com/OurHealthJourneyVideo, and you can get all the details there. I encourage you to share it, spread it, talk it up, because people's lives are in jeopardy. Many lives have been lost, and it is an awful illness that is just destructive. And I am very blessed to be healed, but it is a slow and a long healing process. Many of the women and folks that are affected will be treating themselves for the rest of their lives. There may be things I may need to treat as I go, as I progress here. We are physically being able to see a difference in my body, in my health, in my life, in just my happiness. So stay tuned for more on that, but definitely check out the video. You watched the health video yesterday. Oh, Bruce and Tulips Homesteading. Yes, thank you for watching, and I really appreciate you sharing it, and welcome. And yes, it needs to be shared. So guys, thank you so much for joining me. We will be jumping back on and showing further progress. And be sure to check out our other videos on our website, TrayerWilderness.com. Have a great day, and God bless.